Hi guys, this is video number 2 for today. This is going to be how the Divine Masculine feels about the Karmic partner. Um, so before I get started, I just want to let you guys know, in the link in the descriptions, I have included a PayPal and a Patreon link as well. So if you are feeling inclined to donate to the channel, the information is below. You have an option of doing it in a monthly service or just a one-time thing. All proceeds will be used in helping the channel grow, so that would be additional decks and hopefully a new camera here. So we're not on this kind of potato quality here because I think that would just be a lot more enjoyable for a lot of people, not having such kind of crap quality, so I can really show the cards off more when I am talking about a specific message, because sometimes it is really relevant. So, I have pre-shuffled and I have pre-prayed with clearing my energy here. I have this green calcite that it works great for. So, let's just get right into it, yeah? Overall energy is going to be the Six of Wands here. Alright, the Six of Wands is all about victory and success and movement forward. In this deck, the Six of Wands is a little bit slower of an energy. This is like somebody that comes through the progression of them having that success in that moment, but them kind of taking a more relaxed approach to it instead of like charging on in afterwards. This is them coming to that spot of like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm having the victory. I'm having the success. I'm going to take a moment to breathe and celebrate, maybe a little bit, and then I'm going to move forward. So, following that up, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Knight of Swords. So, the Ace of Swords is all about mental breakthroughs, some sort of new enlightenment, some sort of logical clarity that comes to them. The Seven of Cups is all about choices. Typically in the Rider-Waite deck, it's a little bit more negative than what we have here being displayed. It is still a very similar message because it is kind of ultimately still about picking the cups that best serve you, what emotionally best fulfills you, you know. The Eight of Swords is all about somebody that's still in a mental head block. They're feeling very trapped. They're stuck. The Two of Pentacles is a representation of trying to balance or juggle between situations. This deck, it's more of a balancing than it is with the Rider-Waite deck. So this is them trying to figure out which pentacle to stand on versus which pentacle to hold. So it's a little bit more about stability. The Knight of Wands is them moving forward with a passionate message, some sort of very quick message in relations to passions. It can be a bit lusty, things of that nature. The Knight of Swords is somebody that comes in and it's a very hasty, sometimes not planned out, but can be pretty cutting at the same time. Somebody that just charges in maybe without thinking about all of the outcomes, all of the possibilities, and while it might be grounded, it might not be as how do I phrase this? The sensitive is what maybe this situation might require. So let's get some clarifiers here. I think that one wants to come out. Okay. So under the the Ace of Swords here, we have the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is about somebody that is leaving a situation and taking a necessary risk for what is in their best interest. it typically comes with a bit of regret, and kind of lack of, um, how do I phrase this? Lack of um, fulfillment on the situation, but it's all about them leaving a situation that's been turbulent, that hasn't been in their best interest, and moving into a calmer place, and realizing that it's going to be a little bit rocky in the process of that, but ultimately they have to go through kind of the battle in order to get to the peaceful side of it. So this is in relation to their breakthrough. They're understanding mentally and logically that, this might not be an easy transition. And with that comes in that it's going to balance out their time, their energy, their effort, their finances, whatever applies to them particularly. If they're stressing about finances, maybe they've been spending a lot of money on the counterpart here, or the karmic partner. Or maybe the karmic partner eats up a lot of their time, or just requires a lot of energy and effort on their behalf to keep them fulfilled right now because of everything that's gone on. So this is them realizing that if they leave, they're going to find the balance that they seek here. We have this world card here. So the world card is all about the completion of cycles, the ending of chapters. It is, number 21, the end of the major arcana. So this is where the major arcana stops, so it can start back over again, so they can go through their new cycles in life. So really, to me, this is telling me that maybe the divine masculine has had the breakthrough that they need to leave this karmic situation. Whatever that is, whether that's a karmic partner, a job, whatever, a family situation. This is me telling me, or this is telling me that they're realizing that they have to take this necessary risk that's going to be a bit rocky and a bit bumpy in order to kind of get what they want, and complete this cycle here. So with the Seven of Cups being present, this is all about choices. It could be in relation to illusions. We'll see what comes up here. So the choices here, we have somebody that's planning. So they're in the process and looking at all of their available choices. This could be as easy or as complicated, just depending on whatever the situation might be. But they might be looking at the situation like, okay, do I leave my karmic partner, and do I leave my divine masculine or my divine feminine and just start a totally anew? Do I just leave the karmic partner and try and salvage what I have with the divine feminine? This is them playing throughout all their options and planning it out and looking at what's available and what's gonna best serve them. And when they're coming through this planning, because the planning is all about how they're gonna have a grounded three-dimensional reality, of like a new offer here. So this could easily be them saying like, okay, like I know my current situation sucks and I'm not happy here. I'm not fulfilled, obviously, with the Six of Swords being present. How do I get to where I want to be? And if they're wanting to date, the divine feminine or something like that, which I'm very much, I think that's the direction it's heading. There's probably a lot of transitions that have to come from that. That might be moving stuff out of their house, that is of the karmic partners, or closing up old friendships and connections, or whatever that looks like. Whatever open storylines that they have going on. How do they close that stuff out so they can have this practical, grounded new beginning? What needs to occur from that? And this is them making wishes and being hopeful towards the situation. They're hoping for the best, a possible outcome in this. They're hoping for just a very smooth transition, Even though they know there's going to be some bumps over here, they're hoping that they can just have this smooth transition, with one person kind of going out, that they can bring the other one in without having it be a crazy chaotic time. All right, let's see what we got for the Eight of Swords here. Interesting. Okay. The Eight of Swords is them still being stuck in this like illusionary state, right? So the Eight of Swords obviously is them all being stuck in their head and feeling like they're trapped in this state of not being able to leave whatever situation. Um, to me, this is either them seeing that now as an illusion, because I've had this breakthrough over here, and or they're still stuck in this illusionary state of going like, well, what's my best choice? How do I get there? What happens if I pick the wrong circumstance here, and it just comes back to bite me in the ass. What if I leave my karmic partner and all of a sudden my divine feminine's not even in the picture? It's not even a real choice for me. That could still be an energy that they're in, or they could be absolutely finally breaking that cycle, and saying, okay, this is just what it is. I'm seeing it for what it is. This is just an illusion. Either way, whatever comes of it here, you have the Tower coming. And the Tower coming in, to me, is going to be something that's just super disruptive, especially with where it's at here. Some sort of major thing is going to occur. Some sort of storm or event is likely to occur that's going to clear all this up. Because this is all about things being knocked down to their foundation. And removing the illusions, because everything's going to get removed. So there will be no more head block. There's going to be no more thoughts of illusions. So they can really finally step into this King of Cups energy and be in that emotionally fulfilling spot. This could also be not them stepping into it, but be because they finally step into their King of Cups energy, that emotionally matured person that says, hey, you know what? My emotions are important. How I feel is important. I'm going to act on how I feel instead of, doing something that doesn't serve my best interest. And because of that, you could have all this happen. So this could really go either way. No matter the outcome, it's all going to be the same outcome. Just how you get there is kind of could vary. So with the Two of Pentacles, this is about them balancing and finding stability, right? I'm just going to give it a quick shuffle here. I don't know why, but I'm feeling called to. Cool. All right. So them trying to find stability is met with the Four of Pentacles. And this is this makes a lot of sense because basically they're probably tired of their world feeling like it's constantly getting shifted around and feeling like they're in a state of unbalance. I think a lot of Divine Masculines since about January 1st, that New Year's, their life has just really been kind of a roller coaster of up and down and this, that, and the other. And this is causing them to more do what you would do on a roller coaster, where things start to feel a little bit crazy and you just grip onto whatever you can to kind of feel safe, But with them doing this, it's bringing in the competition instead of holding in conflict. Instead of letting go of the devil energy here, it's bringing in more conflict with the devil energy. It's holding on to the same cycle kind of thing. They're afraid to let go because they have this conflict, and this is kind of what they've been used to. And This is them really still being kind of stuck in that energy, still being trapped in the chains of it all. Um, due to it. So as they're balancing here and trying to balance out their situation, them holding on to it, um, they're creating more and more competition and conflict, and they're not breaking the chains here. They're not walking away from the situation that doesn't fulfill them or serve their best interest. It's just the illusion of safety. You know, it's kind of like them holding on to their demons because they at least they know their demon's name, kind of feeling. Um, so with that going on, we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is somebody moving forward with a message. You know, I'm gonna take these. All right. So the message here, and it's a passionate message, is talking about them being ready to kind of pick the fruits of their labor. That what's growing has kind of come to maturity and it's ready to be picked. It's ready to go. Um, they're ready for what they've been investing their time and energy and effort in probably over the last year, all throughout 2017, and at least the last several months that they've invested in. And this is talking about them coming into a union state. This desire to have that loving connection, and to me, this is with the twin because we're getting it represented as 1111 here. So this to me is them coming in with some sort of conversation or communication, saying, "Hey, I'm close. I'm ready. My situation that I've been working on and trying to make this home life available so I could have you there is ready, and this is what I want." And it comes through in the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is just another form of a communication card here. And it's a very passionate kind of message. It might even come from a place where I don't want to say childlike, but maybe the divine feminines might be looking at it and going, I didn't need all this. We could have gone, everything that's occurred because you were trying to do this, hasn't been worth what you've created. Like I'm still happy and accepting of it, but we could have gone about this in a totally different way. And that might be just kind of the realization that the Divine Feminine has because of it. So, the Knight of Swords, here, let's see what comes underneath that. So, they charge through here, and they break through everything to deliver this message right here, this passionate message, and this emotional message here. They kind of just come through with a lot of haste and maybe not even the most planned out kind of thing. Um, you know, they might have been planning out the conversation about how they wanted it to go, but to me, this comes in like, hey, we should talk about this. And then by the time they get ready to talk about it, it's just everything kind of flies out. And it's going to be open and honest and genuine, passionate, about them wanting to return or wanting your return. Either way, really kind of same thing here. Because they want this passionate new start. They want new beginning, in this passion with you. They want and desire that sort of fiery connection that you guys have, because they don't get it over here. They're just not getting it with this person. They're not getting it at all. Like as much as this person might be somewhat or may have been somewhat fulfilling with them, the connections just aren't comparable. You know, one person may be a good connection had they never met you, but because they're so in tune with you, it's just impossible for them to ignore. I did want to visit back to this devil card here. So, Spirit, when you're talking about this stability and them holding on and creating more conflict and devil energy, is this something that they are going to break, or is this just going to end up repeating more of the same cycle? Can we get some additional information here in regards to this devil energy? So we have the High Priestess show up and the Knight, or I'm sorry, the Nine of Swords. So to me, this is saying that their intuition ultimately is going to probably end up breaking this energy here, because they're going to just keep having these sleepless nights and nightmares and bad dreams, essentially, and anxiety and stress just in relation to holding on to this here. The High Priestess being prevalent is pretty important here, because this is somebody that finally listens to their intuition and says, this is really the cause of all my problems. This is the stress. This is what's really been dictating a lot of the issues. It's that I keep holding on to something that's not for me, and it's only causing conflict and this temptation and these chains of staying in what's familiar, and maybe them just finally actually letting it go, because they're having the intuition, they have the breakthrough. So I get the feeling here that they're in a state right now where they're really starting to see everything for what it is. And if they're not, they're going to be. And it's going to come through a pretty chaotic little event here in their life. Whatever that is, that can definitely be different for everybody. Overall energy in this reading here for the clarification is the divine masculine moving forward with an emotional message. Knight in shining armor kind of thing. Them showing up at exactly the right time to deliver the message. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. This one was a little bit longer, but yeah, I'm going to try and get out some videos fairly regularly for everybody, and I'll try and keep them broken into smaller little sections so it's easier for everyone to watch. And then if you want to watch them all, by all means, there will be the same amount of time, just smaller, chunked up sections. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Much love.